What's up y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are finally going to be playing with the new Solmåne 2 collection from Oden'S. This is a pretty decently sized collection. Not only did we get a absolutely gorgeous eyeshadow palette, but we also got 3 highlighters and 3 blushes as well. I didn't pick up everything, but I picked up a couple of products just to try them out, see if it's the same formula as what they've had in the past, and I'm really excited about it. This is a beautiful, beautiful collection. So I will have everything listed and linked down below in the description box, as well as everything on my face, everything else that I use in this video. Per usual, if you're ever curious about anything that I use in any of my videos, always check the description box. I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space. But we're going to go over all the details. I'm going to give you swatches, up close looks. We're going to create 2 different looks with the eyeshadow palette, try everything on, and at the end of the video I will give you my first initial impression thoughts on all of these products. So let's go ahead and jump into this, starting with the blushes. Now they did come out with 3 blushes in this collection, 2 of which are a matte, 1 of which is a shimmer. I did order the shimmer one. It's a split pan shimmer and mine came completely shattered, so I can't press it back in. I'm waiting for my replacement from the brand, so whenever that gets here we'll try it in another video. But the other one that I picked up is the Pink Blossom blush, and this is what it looks like. A very pretty rosy pink shade, my absolute favorite. This is right up my alley. It does have that same beautiful sun embossing in the pan, and this sun embossing does stick around for a while, so it's not one that the minute you dip into this it's going to be gone. So I'm excited about this one. Let's do a swatch on the back of my hand, see what the shade looks like. See, I dug in there pretty good and the sun is still there. So this, oh my gosh, is absolutely beautiful. This is the shade Pink Blossom. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but absolutely beautiful. It feels like the same formula in the other ones, but we'll see how it performs on the cheek. This collection also included 3 different highlighters as well. I only picked up one of them. I picked up the shade Star Legend, and this looks absolutely gorgeous. Super sparkly. It's this really pretty, like pink to purple to almost a green flip. Absolutely stunning. I'm excited about this. I do have, it's either 2 or 3 highlighters from their previous collection, and I don't remember any of them being this sparkly, but they were very shifty and very sparkly, just not quite this sparkly. So let's do a swatch. This one does have that beautiful moon embossing in there, which I already kind of ruined, but that's okay. So we're gonna do a swatch right here. Oh my gosh, look at that. So shifty. It's very creamy, very smooth, but like I said, it is super, super sparkly. And last but not least, we have an eyeshadow palette from the brand. This is a 15 pan eyeshadow palette. This is called the Moon Wish palette. And first of all, packaging 10 out of 10, absolutely gorgeous. And you guessed it, the color story on the inside matches the packaging. How beautiful is this? Like I said, this is my color story. I'm super excited about it. I love the purples in here with that pop of blue, pop of yellow. We even have a couple of neutrals throughout here as well. And of course we have shimmers in here as well. This is a matte heavy palette, so the ratio of matte to shimmers is a little bit heavier, which I personally prefer. If I'm going to have a palette that has both mattes and shimmers in it, I want to have more mattes than shimmers, but I'm really excited about this one. I really do enjoy the Oden'S formula. I haven't experienced any issues with hard painting or anything like that. I never get any fallout. I don't get any creasing, so hopefully this is the same good formula that I know and I love from the brand. But let's go ahead and zoom me in a little bit, get my hair out of my face, and we're gonna start trying on the blush, the highlighter, and then create 2 different looks with the eyeshadow palette. Alright, so we're zoomed in, my hair is out of my face. I have already gone in and primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly, but we're going to go ahead and start by getting some color on these cheeks. So let's go ahead and start with the blush right here. This is the shade Pink Blossom, and I was so excited that they were coming out with more shades of this formula because it's absolutely beautiful and I really do enjoy it. I'm hoping they'll come out with more in the future, maybe even bring back the old ones because I only got 2 of them and I really want to try the shimmer one. So we're going to go ahead and try this on the cheeks. This is with a Singe Beauty F06 brush, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this. The other ones that I have, they are nice and pigmented, but they are not super pigmented. They are pretty workable. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting this on my cheek, and we're going to build up that color. I'm going to go back into the pan and just continue to build. Oh, that's really pretty. I do think this is probably a little bit lighter in pigmentation than the other ones that I have. I have one of the orange ones and one of like the pinky mauve shades as well. But that does look beautiful on the cheek. All right, so there we have the shade on the cheek and I love it. I think this color is absolutely beautiful. This is the kind of shade that I reach for in more like the fall, winter months, something a little deeper, something a little bit more on the berry tone. And this is gorgeous. I love the shade of this blush, but let's go ahead and try the highlighter. So this one makes me a tiny bit nervous because it is so sparkly. I don't mind a sparkly highlighter. I don't mind a shifty highlighter, but this one is a little intimidating. So we're gonna go ahead and pick this up with an ABH highlighter brush, and I'm just gonna put this on my cheek. I'm hoping this doesn't go everywhere. I'm hoping it's not like a lot of glitter particles, and it absolutely is. This is very, very glittery. So if you are not a glittery person, I personally am not, this is not going to be for you. I mean, it is beautiful on the cheek, but it's very glittery, very. I want to try something on the other cheek, so I went ahead and picked up a bunch of the highlighter on my brush, and I want to spray it with some MAC Fix Plus and see if I can maybe kind of tap this on my cheek almost like a liquid and have a little bit more control, because I don't know if the camera picked it up, but whenever I put it on my cheek over here with a dry brush, that glitter went everywhere. Like I could see it flying in the lights, and I am not a glitter person. I cannot stand glitter. I don't like it on anything. I didn't as a kid and I don't now, because it's one of those that you can't ever get rid of it. But that seems to be going on really, really nicely whenever I sprayed it. All right, so this is what the highlighters are looking like on my skin. This is the side that I went in with just a dry brush, and then over here, this is the side where I sprayed it with some MAC Fix Plus. Now, I definitely like the result of this one better. I just don't like that there's a whole lot of glitter particles in it and they kind of went everywhere. And then this side over here, while I had more control and I didn't have the issue with the particles going everywhere, you can see it kind of grabbed and it didn't go on as smooth. It is more intense and more blinding, but this just isn't my speed. This really isn't either. I like something that's blinding, but I want something that's a little bit more smooth, something that doesn't have a lot of glitter in it. So while this is still very pretty, this is not going to be a highlighter that I'm going to be reaching for. Now, like I said, there are two other shades that came out with this collection. I didn't pick those up, so I don't know if those are going to be as sparkly and as glittery as this one. So you might want to kind of search around YouTube, find another content creator that has the entire collection for you to kind of look at and see what you think. I know Heather Austin and Angelica Nyqvist, they both have videos up on their channels with this collection. I'll link both of them down below, and then you can go check that out. But this one right here is not going to be my cup of tea. Very pretty, just not for me. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our first look with this eyeshadow palette. So up first, I'm gonna do something very monochromatic purple. You knew it was coming. You absolutely knew it the minute you saw those purple shades in this palette. So I think what I want to do is we're gonna start with this shade right here. So this one is called Dark Matter, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up with a Singe Beauty EO3 brush. Now this is a matte with some sparkle in it. I like a matte with a sparkle in it. I feel like it can be very flattering. It still has a little bit of like reflect in it, but it's not super intense. If you put it on your inner corner, you can get just a little bit of twinkle in there, but that is such a pretty, pretty cool tone, almost grayed out purple. I love it. So next, with my same brush that I just wiped off, I'm gonna go in with this shade down here. This one is called Planet, and I'm just gonna start to build up that crease a little bit more. I'm not gonna take it as high as I did with that other shade, but I just wanna give me a little bit more depth and definition, kind of have a nice gradient going on, and something to kind of start our shade for the outer corner. Next, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Lunar Eclipse. I'm going to pick this shade up with a Singe Beauty EO5 brush, and I'm going to start to build up some depth and definition into my outer corner, giving me a little bit of drama, but I want to keep it right here in the outer corner. I don't want to have it take over the entire look, and I also want to bring it down right here onto the outer corner of my lower lash line as well. Kind of wrap it around over here. So for the rest of my lower lash line, I want to go in with this shade up here. This one is called Crater. It's another one of those mattes with some shimmer in it. And I'm just going to pick this up with a Singe Beauty EO2 brush. And I'm going to fluff this right here along my lower lash line, blending it into the outer corner and bringing it all the way over. Before we do the shimmer on the lid, I want to take this shade right here, which is called Star, this really pretty bright yellow shade, and I want to put that on my inner corner, kind of leave it nice and matte, a nice little contrast going on. So I'm going to pick that up with this little unearthly brush. This is a UC8-5, and I'm just going to pop this into my inner corner. I don't think I'm going to put a shimmer on over it. I think I'm just going to leave this nice and matte. Ooh, I like that. That's fun. All right, so my eye is primed and ready to go with the NYX Glitter Primer. Let's do some shimmer on this lid. So I think what I want to do is I want to do a combination of this shade and this shade right here, kind of tie in that little bit of pop of yellow that we have going on. So I'm going to start with this one right here. This one is called Pluto. I'm going to pick this up on my finger. This does feel very creamy, very soft, almost a little bit on like that squishy putty side, but not quite there. But that is so pretty. I love how reflective that is. That shade gives the most beautiful wet look on my lid. But let's go ahead and go in with this shade right here. This one is called Moon. So again, I'm going to pick that one up on my finger like so. And I'm going to tap this one right over here towards the inner corner. I still want to keep it nice and matte, but I want to have a little bit of contrast. And then I'm going to go in with a clean finger and just kind of blend everything together. Y'all, I love the way this eye look turned out. This is so beautiful. The purples in this palette performed exactly how I expected them to. I didn't have any fallout, patching, skipping, anything like that. But the pop of yellow on the inner corner, I love it. I think it's absolutely stunning. I feel like it kind of opens up my eyes, makes everything bright and light, and that little bit of contrast keeps this eye from being fully monochromatic. But to finish off this look, I did line my lid with this eyeliner from Xoxo. This is the Long Lasting Eyeliner in Black. This is the one that I got in that subscription box. It is a brush tip liner, very fine point. It went on really nicely. I didn't have any issues with it pulling or grabbing. It stayed nice and pigmented. So we'll see how long it lasts. So far, I like it. It's a really good liner. And then for my lower waterline, I went in with a Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner. This is the other new shade that I picked up. This is the shade Fig, and it's this really pretty purple. Like, it is what it is. It goes with this look perfectly. And then I used my City Beauty Beyond Mascara to finish off the look. But let's go ahead and jump into the second look with this palette. So for this look, I want to play with this blue up here. I think I also want to play with these browns right here. I do really enjoy blue and brown together as a color combination. So let's go ahead and start with this shade right here. This one is called Dust. It's this really pretty, almost like khaki shade is really what it is. So I'm going to pick this up with a Morphe M504 brush, and I'm just going to put this all in my crease, all over, bring it up a little bit high, build up that depth, that definition, and give me the shape that I want for this look. I think I want to take the shade and wrap it around onto my lower lash line as well. Just give me one nice cohesive look, just a little something down here. Next, I want to go in with this blue shade right here. This is called Space. I want to put this in my outer corner, start to build up a little bit more depth and definition. This is a Morphe M453 I'm going to pick it up with. And I just want to put this all out here. And then I think we're going to deepen this up with that other brown shade in the palette. All right, so I am going to take this slightly onto my lower lash line. I'm not going to take it all the way over. I'm just going to keep it kind of out wherever I put it on my lid. All right, so next we're gonna go into this deep warm brown shade down here. This one is called Saturn. I'm gonna pick that up with my Morphe M506 brush, and I'm very lightly gonna see if I can build up a little bit of depth with this. I don't think I'm gonna get a whole lot just because this is like the darkest shade in the palette, which is pretty close to that blue, but I wanna see if I can deepen it just slightly. All right, so that actually gave me a little bit more depth than what I was expecting just based off of the shade, and I like the way that it turned out. But let's go ahead and move on to shimmer. So my eye is prepped and ready to go with my glitter primer. What do we want to do for shimmer? So far we've used every single matte in this palette, and we've still got quite a few shimmers left. I don't think we're gonna get to all of them, but I'm thinking I want to start with this shade down here. This one is called Neptune. So I'm going to pick that up with my finger, and I'm gonna put this one on my lid, but I'm gonna keep it a little closer out. So I'm not gonna bring it all the way over. I think I wanna do a gradient with the shimmers and kind of have them blend into each other. That is so beautiful. Look at how reflective that is. It's like water on your eye. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with this lighter blue shimmer over here, almost like more of a tealy blue. This one is called Moonlight, and I'm gonna put this one right next to that first one that we put on. Just kind of tap it right here and bring it all the way over to the inner corner, but I don't wanna put this in the inner corner because we're gonna put something else in there. All right, so for the inner corner, I want to go in with this gold shade up here. This one is called Meteor. This is a little darker than what I normally prefer for my inner corner, but I want to try and use as many of these shades as possible. So I'm going to pick this up with my Singe Beauty EO1 brush. It picked up really nicely. I'm going to spray it with my MAC Fix Plus, and we're going to pop this onto the inner corner, and I'm going to wrap it around onto the lower lash line as well. All right, so there we have it, our second completed look with this palette, and I think this absolutely turned out beautiful. My only issue is that first blue shimmer shade that I put on, which was this one down here called Neptune. I did get a little bit of fallout, and I do feel like it emphasized the texture on my lid just ever so slightly. So just be aware of that. This is probably going to work best if you spray it with a brush rather than going with your finger. Sometimes that happens. I'll have to try it that way and let y'all know in a future palette ranking video how it really performs. But to finish off this look, I went in with my same liquid liner and mascara that I used over here. And then for the lower waterline, I went in with a ColourPop cream gel liner. This is in the shade Prance, just kind of a little bit of blue pop down there in the lower waterline. But let's go ahead and zoom out, and we're gonna chat about this collection. I uses is always so stunning on their packaging. I love the sun with the moon. I love the detail. I love how thoughtful it was, and I really love that the outside packaging matches the color story on the inside. This is their good sturdy cardboard packaging. You get the mirror, and then of course the color story in here. Now I think this color story is beautiful. This is a very me color story. There's something about purples and blues in a palette with like a smattering of neutrals that I absolutely love. We did get to use every single matte shade in this eyeshadow palette, and I didn't have any issues with the mattes in here across the board. They all went on very beautifully. They were very smooth, pigmented, very easy to work with, very silky. The shimmers in here are beautiful as well. I like the color selection that we got. I like that we got like a true blue. We got something a little bit more on like the teal aqua side. We got some extra yellows in here, a smattering of purples. I think they are great choices, but like I said, I did have some issues with this blue right here with the fallout and kind of emphasizing the texture, so I need to play around with it a little bit more and see what it's going to do using it other different ways. The only two shades that I did not use in this palette are these two right here, so I'll have to create more looks and let y'all know my final thoughts in a future speed reviews video. But based off of the two looks that I created today playing around with this palette, I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's the good Oden'S quality that I know and love from the brand, and I'm excited about this one. This may be a new favorite palette from the brand. Maybe. I think it is. It's up there. If it's not my absolute favorite, it is really up there because they got me with the purples. But let's go ahead and chat about the blush. So the one blush that we got to try today, this is beautiful. I love the tone of it. I love the way that it went on. It was very smooth. It didn't grab or patch. It's pigmented, but it's not overly pigmented. It's very buildable. So you can go with a very soft hand, get a light wash of color. You can go in a little bit harder and get a deeper pigmentation on the cheek. It blends out really nicely, so you don't have to worry about, oops, I got all the color in one spot. How am I going to blend this out? It blends out beautifully. I love this formula. I really hope it sticks around for a while, and I hope they bring the other shades back. Now on to the highlighter. I'm not a fan of this highlighter. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. I think the color is beautiful. I like the shifts that it has. It's purple, but it is way too sparkly and glittery for my taste. It's a personal preference thing. If that's what you're into and you like the sparkles and the glitters and all of the shimmer, this is absolutely beautiful. I think you would love the formula, but it just doesn't go with my makeup taste and what I'm looking for. I told y'all earlier, I don't like glitter. So it's beautiful. It's just not anything that I'm excited about. I am curious about the other two, so I'm gonna have to go watch some other videos and find out what people thought. I had not watched anything on this, and this collection has been out for a while now. Like, I've been holding on to it, and I'm really excited I got to play with it. But that's going to complete this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below in that comment section. Did you pick up any of these products from this collection? Did you pick up the other highlighters? If you did, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you picked up the shimmery blush and what you thought of that. Which look was your favorite? What's your favorite Oden's Eye palette? Let's have that conversation. Light up that comment section, and as usual, I want to thank you all so much for spending your time with me and watching my video. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.